There, this is better. So it's not so far, so close up. Has anybody said, what do y'all think Rosie is withholding? She knows why they were fighting? How are you smoking on live and not getting a restriction? Because I do what I want. And you can't really see it. You really think that you're all that? Okay. Thank you. Who the fuck is this? No, Rosie did not drive past it. All that in a bag of chips. I hope you pursue something in the legal world for sure. Maybe one day. Law school costs a lot of money. It's free in the UK, so I can go to the UK and get a law degree. Yeah, but I want to get a law degree here, and I want to get a license in the state of Texas, or like federal. I would rather be an investigator than a lawyer, though. So I would rather get a degree in like criminal investigations or detective work or something. Yeah, I've only ate chips today. Yeah, donations for a law degree. Everybody send a heart me. It's 1 cent. Everything works. Everything helps. I should put like a savings account just for like school or something, and every like a percentage of what I make in my business I put towards it. I think she's guilty of involuntary manslaughter. I think if I was her attorney, I probably could have won that case. I would have brought my dad up as an expert. Nicole, hush. Facts about what? An argument? I think evidence is facts. How many people think that if I was her attorney, her defense attorney, I could have won that case as far as a lesser charge? Do you think she will get out in 15 years? No. No, I don't. They have it out for her in prison. Oh, this person's about to message me if you need money. Watch, it's about to come. It's not 15, it's concurrently. Concurrently means that they run at the same time. Consecutively is stacked. Also, what's it called? Also, if it isn't true that she gets a 5-year set off, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that her parole is only based off of her crime itself, off of her discipline in prison, so on and so forth, her rehabilitation in prison. It's not only that. The biggest thing that the parole board looks at when they're about to release somebody on parole is what, chat? We've discussed this before. What is the one thing? Mods, where the fuck are y'all? What is the one thing that they look at that hurts somebody if they are on perfect behavior and they've done a lot of time for their charge? The victim statements, the family's impact statements to the parole board. DJ has gotten denied twice. Why? One of them is because they don't believe that he has served enough time for his charge, and 2 is the victim statements to the parole board. As long as they sit there and they continue writing to the parole board, they're going to keep denying her. But it doesn't always happen. They could be like, all right, this girl has really been on her best behavior. She really has made a difference in here, and she is like a model inmate inside this prison. Yes, we know that the victim impact statements are being sent to us, but we truly believe that she can get out. I don't think it's 15 years that it's going to happen. I don't know how she can make amends with the victims' families. I think the only thing that's going to set them straight is if she's sitting there saying, I did it on purpose. Even if she didn't. You know, like, it kind of sucks for her at the end of the day, because if she's really truthful 110%, they're still not going to believe her. They're still not going to care. When do you think she'll be let out? Probably 20 to 25 years. So when you get denied parole, it's not 5 years automatically. It could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, it could be 4 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 7 years, it could be 10 plus years. It could be as many years as the parole board wants to defer you. It is not a mandatory 5-year set-off. Please let me make that clear. In the state of Ohio, anybody can do this research. In the state of Ohio, it is not a mandatory 5-year set-off if you are denied parole. So whoever's telling you that Gypsy Rose on her fucking interview, it's not true. It can be anywhere from 1 to however many years they want to set you off. Okay? That's the same way Ohio works, the same as Texas works. Ohio on an aggravated charge, Texas on an aggravated charge, you have to serve half your sentence before you come up for parole. And at that point, you can be set off 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. You can serve all. They could do serve all. It's 15 years, 20 years. They can set you off however long they want to. DJ only got a 1 year set off the first time. He got a 1 year set off the second time. We don't know what's going to happen the next time. We don't know if he'll make parole. We don't know. But I really do believe that she's probably going to serve 80 to 85%, 80 to 90% of one life sentence before they even say, okay, parole. She did it to become popular. That's crazy. Do they have mandatory release dates in Ohio? So a mandatory release date in my eyes is only if you have a max sentence. So if you're sentenced to 15 years, like DJ's sentence is 15 years. His mandatory release date is no matter what 2032. Like if DJ keeps getting set off, the max that they can set, they can not let him out is 2032. They have to release him on that. So as far as mandatory release dates, I see that as like a max release date. But let me see what you're meaning. Maybe you're saying you're speaking on like your state. So let me look it up real quick and research that. What they describe a mandatory in the state of Alabama. Mandatory release date. Release date, Alabama. Mandatory release dates are set by law for certain inmates who are nearing the end of their sentence. These releases are not to full freedom, but to mandatory supervision by the Alabama Bureau of Pardons and Paroles for a set period before the inmate can be released to parole or probation. Oh, I think what you're saying. Yeah, so Texas has the same thing. Texas has the same thing as a mandatory release date. So it's just set. Okay, so I think I'm lagging really bad, aren't I? I think I'm lagging. Am I good now? Am I still lagging? Am I good? I'm good. I'm good. Okay, I was lagging on my end. That was weird. Okay, so what I know about no, my phone's not. It's on the charger right now. So release 3 to 5 months before end of sentence. So a mandatory release date is basically like they have in their mind, you're going to serve this much time and you're going to get out. So say somebody has a 15-year sentence. They come up for their parole board in 7.5 years on an aggravated charge, okay? The parole board says you have a mandatory release date on your 10-year mark. So at the 10, you have to serve your 10 years and then they're going to release you. That's what I see a mandatory release date as. But let me see what Ohio has. So it's not like a set off. It's not like you made parole and you have to do a program, or you made parole and you got to do all of this other stuff. So basically, once you're released on a mandatory release date, usually if you're on parole, you could be on like house arrest. Like house arrest as in you cannot leave your house. You have a certain amount of time that you can get out. Things like that. So it's basically like prison, but out in the free world. Okay, so in Ohio, the concept of a mandatory release date is tied to Ohio Revised Code, which governs judicial release, a form of early release from prison to community control, probation for eligible offenders. Mandatory prison terms are fixed portions of a sentence that must be served in prison before any early release consideration can occur. Common examples include certain firearms specifications, life sentences, or crimes with indeterminate terms. If your sentence includes both mandatory or non-mandatory time, you must finish the mandatory portion before the court can consider reducing the non-mandatory time. So yeah, they do agree with that. So basically, life or indeterminate sentences. So they could sit there and say she can serve 20 years and get out. Well, so, but what she's I guess that's kind of what she has though, is like, she has a 15 to life sentence. So mandatory, she has to serve 15 years no matter what before they determine if she can be released on parole. But they could reduce her parole down to not a lifetime of parole, but more so like 1 life sentence of parole. Yes, 2037. So like she can get out and be off of parole in 15 years. It's completely up to the parole board at that point. Yeah, life is 25 to 30 years, yeah. Okay, hold on. I want to see this. So a life, so I was looking at good behavior. If Ohio has good time, they don't have good time. They broke the law of good time, the code of good time, after 1996. So if your crime was before 1996, you're eligible for good time. Now, federal cases have good time. Yeah. It doesn't, it shows not, it says life sentence. If a life sentence is not eligible for good time under other provisions, this rule does not apply. It does not apply to prison terms for offenses committed on or after July 1st, 1996, served in DRC facilities. You can get credit time served, so if you're in jail for 2 years and then you get a sentence of 15 years or something like that, then you get time served. Your time starts. But this was her issue though, is Mackenzie went to prison for 4 charges. She went to prison for 4 charges. 2 intentional murder charges, 1 possession of rugs, and 2 possession of paraphernalia. Those 2 paraphernalia charges, her time served counteracted those 2 other charges. So the 2 murder charges didn't get any time served. If that makes sense to y'all. The jail time, the credit time served when she was in jail only went to those possession and the paraphernalia charges. It didn't go to the murder charges. Y'all, they're not going to go based on phone conversations in parole. Okay, let me just say that. Okay, me and DJ talk about anything and fucking everything on the phone. They do not look at phone conversations and listen to phone conversations when you go up for parole board. That is not a factor of the parole board. Okay, unless there is a threat or something illegal that is being said on that call. Crystal, thank you. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Are the prisons allowed to be releasing her phone calls for everyone to hear? So none of her phone calls from in prison has been released. That was when she was in jail. That was when she was in jail. It is very hard to get prison phone calls when you're in prison. It's a lot more confidential and protected. No, I don't think she's innocent. I think she's innocent of intent. That's what I think she's innocent of. No, it's not. They can call you daily. What are you talking about? No, what's not? No, that isn't true, Amy. They're allowed to call you daily if they want. You don't think I know that? You don't think I know that? Did I ever say that they can't call me daily? And they can't make calls daily? No, it's not hard for them to call you in prison. I said it's hard for you to release the calls from prison. Sorry if I said it different. My bad. Nope, you're okay. Has she watched it? I've watched every documentary and it leaves everything out. They do that for a reason. I know about, bro. Oh my God. Never mind. Listen, somebody said this girl claims to be open about the case and invited people up to her panel only to curse and block anyone who didn't agree with her, to say Mackenzie Shirella is innocent. Cornball at its finest. Feels like someone's paying her to It's crazy. I cussed y'all out. I'm cussing y'all out. Look, somebody said I think she's innocent on a comment. That's so crazy. Okay. She has pots. Can you add me if I go live? No. I've never said that she was innocent. Y'all, did those fucking files fucking upload or what? Because what the hell? Let's see. Download. Oh, look. They did. Did they? Bro. You can't tell me they fucking stopped. I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash the fuck out. I'm about to crash the fuck out. I'm about to crash the fuck out. No, I'm just kidding. I never said she was innocent. I said she is innocent of intent. Oh, let me call my dad and see if he saw it. You want me to call my dad and see if he looked at anything? Hold on, let me ask him. Are you available? You dick riding this girl? Well, good thing she ain't got... Bro, Lizzie, you're weird as fuck. Bitch, get out of here. Weird bitch. So fucking promoting your own damn live. You're weird as fuck. Okay, he said not right now. My dad owns businesses. He's a little, she's a mean person. Who? Who's a mean person? Bro, headphones, you're done. Sorry, y'all. I'm waiting on these files to fucking download. They're taking forever. They're almost... Oh my god, they're taking so fucking long. Oh, they're almost done. They're almost done. Did you just say Kenzie was in here? No? I think her mom was earlier. Her mom was earlier. I don't know if she's still in here, though. Yeah, y'all are literally taking y'all. That's the issue. Is that most of the people that are sitting here siding with other people or whatever, y'all are literally, y'all need to take y'all's emotions completely out of this entire case. Completely out of this entire case. And things would maybe go a little bit better. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. See, but that's not incident reports. You can't even, it doesn't even show them. It's blank. At the driver's side, but can't see Mackenzie, huh? I'm trying to get the fucking photos of the crash. Well, I guess I already have the photos of the crash. So that doesn't even matter. Bro, this sorrow siren is funny. Okay, hold on. Let me go on TikTok. Bro, this girl.
Smashed up against the building. The car crashed.
Bro, brakes were literally applied. Hold on.
There's a car that smashed up against the building. It's a hard crash.
I wanna like slow-mo this shit. How do you do that? Y'all, the brakes, so where those skid marks are on the ground is where the brakes were applied. There were skid marks. Are you okay? She's literally, how do I do this? She is not even, she's still on the road, and that's where the brake lights were applied. She's still on the road. Where the skid marks are is where the brake lights came on. Look. Where's that picture? Here you go. There's skid marks. Here's where the brakes applied. She's still on the road. Car's black box says otherwise, blah, 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 blah. I'm convinced that black box is fucking tampered with. Because that shit shows brakes. And there's fucking skid marks. The black box doesn't have to be 100% accurate, okay? Because there's no fucking way. Okay, hold on. How the fuck do I slow this down? I'm about to put this shit in Snapchat and do slow-mo on this bitch. Hold on. Here, slow-mo this motherfucker. How do we edit this shit? Edit. Slow-mo. I want slow-mo. That's what I want. Snail. Here we go. I'm just watching this shit over and over. Hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. Let's slow this shit down even more. All right. Hold on, y'all. Bro, right? Okay. I'm about to show y'all. Here she goes down the road. Boom. 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 Brake lights. Brakes. Brakes. That's brakes. Okay. Listen. Watch it closely. Boom. 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 Brake lights. Okay? Boom, brake lights, brake lights. Brake lights are off. That's brake lights right there. Here she goes. Gonna hit the fucking, there's the fucking sign. Okay? There's the sign. Brake lights come off. Brake lights are on. There's the sign. Boom. Boom. You can't tell me that there was no fucking brakes. I don't believe that black box no more. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Now you got me convinced that now I don't believe the fucking I don't believe the black box. Bro, this shit's crazy. I don't believe it no more. I don't believe it no more. I don't think she had any control over her vehicle. That girl had no control of her vehicle. It was too late. It was too late. It was going too fast. Even if she fucking braked, there was no way that she was gonna sit there and try to... She was in damp grass. There was no, she was gonna skid everywhere. There was no way. I still think she lost control before the stop sign too. When she went off the road, I really truly believe she lost control of her vehicle. So with her braking, she was trying to sit there and fucking stop the vehicle, but it was going way too fast. And the fucking grass isn't going to help her. There's no way. There's no way. That girl clear as day brake. Did anybody see her brake? Take the fucking black box out the fucking picture. This is video footage. Are y'all telling me yes or no she did not brake? Yes or no? Because if not, I'll show you where she did. We can watch it again if we need to. You want me to show y'all again where she braked? It's clear as day she braked. Okay. Hold on. Let me show y'all. So here she comes down the road. Going down the road, okay? No brake lights are applied. You will know when that brake light comes on. Just watch it. Boom. Right there. Right there. She's still on the road. She's still on the road. There's skid marks in that same spot on the road. She still has brake lights applied. There's clear as day applied. Look all the way back here. No brake lights. All the way up here. Brake lights clear as day. It's not impossible for technology to make a mistake. Facts. There she hits the sign. The brake lights are still applied, y'all. That girl was trying to stop her car. I don't think she had control of her vehicle. Even if there's no emergency brake system on her vehicle. There's not. There's a skidding feature on her vehicle, but not an emergency brake system on her vehicle. I went back and looked at that. The ABS is different from like a brake system like my vehicle, where if I'm coming close to a crash, it's going to brake itself. It doesn't have that on here, on her vehicle. She had time to stop if she really wanted to. Right, but I think when she swerved off into the grass is whenever she realized that the street was coming to an end. She was already going so fast. That's if she was awake and alert and knew what the fuck was going on. If she knew what was going on and she was alert, when she swerved off, she probably saw the fucking reflection of the stop sign and was like, fuck, the end of the road. Braked fucking fast. And it was too late. It was too fucking late. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion. That's okay. That's okay, y'all. That is okay. Y'all don't have to agree with my opinion. I don't want y'all to think that I'm trying to change y'all's mind or anything. I'm just, the people that understand my opinion, I'm allowing them to understand my opinion. The people that want to understand my opinion, I'm trying to allow y'all to understand my opinion. We have half and half in here that people think that she is guilty of everything. And we have other people that think that it wasn't intentional. It is okay for everybody to have their own opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right. It's just my opinion. If she was passed out, she could have hit the brake. She couldn't have hit the brake. That's true. You're right. You're right. But she could have passed out and woke up when she hit that curb. Right before she hit that. When she swerved off the road, when she swerved off the road, she could have I ran off the road yesterday. Don't remember running off the road, but I was still off the road and became alert and forced myself back onto the road at 80 miles per hour. Which is so crazy that just happened as I'm covering this case. Like it was meant to happen or some shit. Here is the here's the skid marks on the road though. Since everybody's saying no skid marks. Crime report. If they say she ran the route 7 times before, they should have video footage. They said she practiced it at 90 miles per hour. Okay. Where's that? Where's that? Those are marks from her tire rim, is what Kathy said. So are you telling me that her tire blew before she went back on the road, on pavement? I think when she went off the road, yes. Could be. Could be. Yeah, everybody has their own opinion. I think some of them are a little crazy, kind of, but y'all think I'm crazy too, so it's okay. It's literally okay. It blew from the curb. But the skid marks are before the curb.
Nice, man.
Sorry, y'all. So sorry. She was obsessed and possessive with Dom. She couldn't handle the rejection. What do you think happened? If this was planned, she would have done it a million other ways. I think so too. Facts, Jordan. I think it was just completely reckless. I think it was just a reckless ass decision. But reckless doesn't mean intentional. Reckless does not mean intentional. Y'all, can we get to 150,000 likes? Y'all tap the screen. Everybody tap the screen. Yes, I do think that a lot of the people's, I think that a lot of people's opinions on this case is not really much so fact-based or evidence-based. I think it had a lot to do with emotions. I think it has a lot to do with emotions, honestly, in my opinion. Like, me calling my dad from somebody that is not completely unbiased and him expressing what he's saying is logical to me. Makes logical sense to me. He's just going based off the crash itself and the crash analysis and the investigation and the papers and the documents and the reports himself. He didn't know the case at all. He's like, so what this and what that and what's this and what's that? Like, he has no clue. And y'all are hearing exactly what I'm telling him. So none of y'all are in here saying, oh, you're telling him lies. Oh, you're telling him something wrong. Everything I'm telling him is exactly what happened. I just fucking talked to ChatGPT and I didn't lie to her about nothing. I said there was a toxic relationship. Yeah, he said that he's not available right now, but when he is, he'll talk to me. I know. So I think I'm going to make a video and be like, so y'all want to believe what the black box says, but let's show the video evidence, okay? Let's show the video evidence. The video evidence states, and then I'll show the video evidence, that her brake lights were applied. There is skid marks from it, whether it is from a tire, whether it is from a piece of metal on her tire rim. There is skid marks. Oh, absolutely, Court. Last second braking. I think if she was awake and aware, which she might not even remember what happened based off of her impact herself. Like, her being knocked out on impact could fuck with her memory of the crash itself. Not necessarily her being knocked out during the whole drive. She doesn't have, there's a lot of people that get knocked out from crashes and don't remember the crash, but they remember everything after the fact. They can sit here and tell you the alphabet. They can count to 10. They can tell you their name, their date of birth, all of that. I think maybe if she was aware of what was going on, I think she had some type of, she was not focused on the road at the end of that road. Something inside that vehicle, she was not focused on the end of that road where that T intersects. I don't think she was focused on it. If she was aware, she was not focused on the end of that road. She saw that stop sign, swerved off the road, lost complete control of her vehicle. At that point, she braked to try to slow the fuck down. But it was too late. It was too late. So everything after that, it is what was gonna happen. She could have swerved the fucking car left, right, whatever the car was gonna hit, whatever the fuck was in front of her. And the only thing in front of her was a building to the left, to the right, forward. There was no way she was turning her car 180 degrees. There's no way. There's no way. She was not going 100 miles per hour on impact. That's false. That's false information. We can already tell that the black box isn't even fucking accurate based on video evidence. The black box is not even accurate. So how can I sit here and say that it's even accurate at this point? It's very accurate. So please tell me, why does video footage show braking, but the black box doesn't? Tell me that. Tell me that. Those are tail lights. Did you see the video that I just showed you? How many people, type a 1 in the chat if you did not see the video that I just showed you with the brake lights, and I'll replay it for you. Okay, there's a lot of people in here that did not see the video of the brake lights, so let's show it. There's also skid marks on the road where she initially braked. 1 second. Shit, I don't have control of my fucking... 1 second, y'all. Shit, okay. Here she goes, going down the road. We're going to go slow motion, okay? What you see right now is tail lights. These are tail lights. You see the tail lights, yes or no? We're going to go slow and like we're in first grade. Do you see the tail lights, yes or no? Okay? I'm going to get to a point and you let me... You don't see fucking tail lights? Are you blind? Okay. You let me know if you see brake lights. Zoom in. Okay, hold on. Fuck. How do I do this? 1 second. The brake lights stayed on. The brake lights stayed on. Their sign is right in front of her. And the brake lights are on. Okay? Let me go forward a little bit. Here's her hitting. This picture right here proves exactly. Look how the vehicle's angled. Look. And there's brake lights applied. Look how the vehicle's angled. The vehicle is... That girl had no control of her vehicle, bro. Her vehicle went like this to this to this to this. Boom, and hit the wall. All right, let me play the whole video for y'all. Give me a second. There's fucking brake lights. You can't fucking tell me there's not. Bro, you can't tell me there's not brake lights. Bro, there's no fucking way. Hold on, let me show y'all. Want me to see? Y'all want to see the video one more time? She braked. It was too late. It was too late. It was too late. It was too late. Let me send this video to my father. Hold on, I gotta tell. Let me send this video to my dad and call him and be like, the fucking black box is inaccurate. The black box is inaccurate. You can't tell me the black box ain't inaccurate. She literally had brakes. I don't care what nobody says. That shit's inaccurate as fuck. No. You can't tell me different. I just seen it for myself. She acted too late. Okay? I really think... I don't think it's intentional. Okay? I understand that y'all's opinion is different than mine. Once again, I'll say it 5,000 times. I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion. My opinion's different. You can respect my opinion. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. I'm just showing y'all facts. I'm showing y'all evidence. I'm not telling you that you don't have to change your... I'm not telling you have to change your mind or whatever. You can stay set on how you feel. Take the emotions out of it and just look at footage and the documents themselves. I agreed with the black box, and now the black box is not showing the truth. I think she braked too late. When she ran off that road, it was too late. She was too late. She lost complete control. Okay, did you see the video that I just sent you?
Do you see a big freaking contradiction in what they're saying?
Yes, she braked.
Yeah, she hit the brakes.
The black box is inaccurate.
Exactly.
That blows my mind. Okay, so I wanted to ask you a question. What is an ABS system that's showing engaged? Or the VSC control status engaged?
Control, which means she may have been on cruise control.
VSC is cruise, no, not cruise control status, the VSC control status.
VSC, like Victor, Sam, Charles?
Yeah.
Let me look, hold on.
Can we also be court chill?
Hey, hold on 1 second, let me catch this call.
Okay.
Parks Department, this is...
Sorry, y'all, I'm taking my dad off speaker. He's on the phone with the client.
It's an anti-skid, basically, deal. Did they say it was activated?
So do you see the pictures above? It shows, that's the black box information. Where it says pre-crash data, that's the black box.
Okay.
It says it was engaged 0.25 and then 0 from the TRG.
So where is this stating that she never hit the brakes? Because she had to have hit the brakes if the VSC was initiated.
So it says, okay, so I don't know what brake oil pressure is, but underneath, so it says as a result of the increased yaw rate and steering wheel input, the vehicle stability control system became engaged during the last approximate quarter to half second before the TRG event. They're saying that the brake control, like she did not brake at all. That's what the prosecution has sat there and said the whole time, is that she never braked, not once, and she was going 100% the whole time. So, okay, if you go to the first picture I sent you, wait, hold on. The first picture of the diagram of like the Excel type thing, it says service brake on off, and it shows off the whole time.
Which data is it?
Sorry, y'all, I sent him a bunch of pictures.
I see it. Hold on, I think it says VSC on. That just means it was on.
No, I'm talking about the service. It says service brake on the TRG. On the first one. Not the one where it says VSC. Go to the one above that. Did you get that picture? Yes. Like the emergency brake?
Yeah.
I just feel like she overestimated as far as I just feel like she saw, I don't know. I think whenever she...
Well, I can tell you this. She was wide open throttle on the throttle all the way up to the point to where she crashed.
What does that mean?
It means she was full throttle. Her foot was on the floor. So she was trying to go as fast as she could in that car.
So you think it was intentional?
Yes. By looking at this, if you look at that one that we were just looking at where it says accelerator pedal, percentage full, it's 100% the whole time. That means she was on the whole time that they were recognizing this in the whole time frame. She was 100% on the pedal, on 100%.
What is percentage of engine throttle?
Percentage of engine throttle is the throttle position sensor. So when you push, there's a sensor on the gas pedal that registers how much you're pushing down on the pedal. That sends a signal to what they call the throttle position sensor, which is what like makes your car go faster and slower on the engine control. So what it does is it sends a signal from your foot to the engine. The engine interprets how much, and that's how much it opens and closes. It was at like 95, 100, 99, 99, all the way up until the one point, which was probably impact, where it drops to 13 and then 12.5. What probably happened at that point is her foot was still on the pedal all the way down, but the engine had probably hit the wall and died, and the throttle position sensor was just not activated anymore. Like it was just, because it looks like it was pretty much stuck, 13.5, 12.5. So the thing is, you know what, even the engine RPM, which sort of doesn't make sense, because you would think that, okay, if the accelerator pedal was at full, the engine throttle should have been at full, but it's reading 13.5 and 12.5. But if you look over two more columns where it says engine RPM, the engine RPM was still the same, even with the throttle position being closed more than it was originally. So it's kind of hard to understand unless you actually know the technical part of how the car works. But so when you press the gas pedal, it sends a signal to the throttle position sensor, which is like a carburetor. And the carburetor opens and makes it go faster and slower. It opens up and it lets more air in, which in turn lets more fuel in. And then it turns off when you let off the gas. But normally when the throttle or the carburetor doesn't have a carburetor because this thing's fuel injected, when it is open, it's going to send RPM is going to be high, which is how it's like your tack on your car. When you're going faster, it goes up. So with your foot on the gas, and you look, it was always 5,000, 51, 52, 53, 54, and then it jumped up to 69 and 65. That point there, I would say, if I were to be looking at this, she probably went airborne at some point.
Yeah, when she hit that curb, but she only went airborne like maybe a foot is what that video shows. You can see it if you slow motion it down.
So this data on this chart, where it has the vehicle speed, so it still showed that, I don't know what this TRG is at the very end of the time, but she was still showing 93 miles an hour. Her foot was 100% on the floor, but she was actually, the engine was only doing 12% throttle instead of like 38 or 99. So, which leads me to believe the point of impact when she went airborne would have been the negative 1.25 in the time frame. That's probably when she hit the curb and went airborne. Because when you do that, you initially go airborne, all your tires come off the ground, the car speeds up real quick. The speedometer speeds up real quick. And that's what happens, because you can see where she was at 99 and then 100, she probably was in the air, and then she came back down, that's when it started slowing back down. But her foot she never let off the gas, Nicole.
So when they found her, her slipper was stuck on that gas pedal. Like under the gas pedal.
That could have been what happened. Maybe her foot was stuck underneath the gas. Maybe that was the whole reason why she crashed. It's how you don't know. See, the thing is that this black box, what actually activates the black box? You know, what about before the crash? Like before, when she started going faster? Like when she was doing less than 100%? Did she all of a sudden go 100% for a quarter mile down the road? You know, at what point did she, because according to this, I mean, they only have 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds of recording. Because it goes from, I would assume that TRG is like impact.
She was going pretty fast all the way down that road. I mean, there's video footage from the whole road basically, and she's going pretty fast down the road, but I think at some point she was hitting top speed.
I can tell you this, she went airborne at, if I were to read this correctly, at negative 0.075 is when she went airborne. Or right before that. You can actually see a spike in the mile per hour. When she hit 100, that's probably when she went airborne. She went airborne, she was airborne, and then when she hit ground again, she was at 93 miles an hour, and that's when the throttle backed off on the engine, because the engine probably died when she crashed. That's probably the point of crash, because you can see where the engine was at 38.5 on the engine throttle, but her foot pedal was on the ground. She never let up off that gas, Nicole.
So what about, okay, so also when she was found, she was tucked under her dashboard.
I mean, that could have been from impact.
I mean, do you think that she was trying to kill all of them, or just them?
That's a question you'll probably never know. I mean, what about the people? I mean, everybody got killed in the wreck except for her, right?
Yes.
So
3 people.
No witnesses. There's no witnesses on that whole deal.
No, nobody.
There's nobody inside. I mean, she could have nailed it to the floor, and the whole time, she could have said, "Hey, the throttle was stuck." She couldn't do anything about it, because if me personally, if I was looking at this report and I saw the throttle was 100% the whole time, my reaction was, dude, I was going all the way, and then all of a sudden I saw we were running to the end of the road, and I lifted off the gas, but it never slowed down. And you could look at my throttle, the accelerator pedal, it was at full throttle all the way up until the crash. Even after the crash, it was at 100%.
Because it was stuck.
She never let up.
So could that be a reason why the car spun out and landed the way that it landed? Like, settled the way that it settled?
Yes.
Because it was still at 100%.
Yeah.
So I guess my last question is if you were on a jury and you were to decide guilty of intent or not, what would you say?
I would, knowing that if I was able to see this data, which should be presented, and I was able to interpret that data like I know cars, I would have to say that it is not 100% without reasonable doubt that she did this on purpose. Because if I was her lawyer, I would tell her lawyer, look at that 100% throttle. She was always 100%. So that means that, who knows, she could have said the throttle got stuck. I was trying to, she couldn't get her foot off. Now, the only thing is, it doesn't show brake. She could have been, it happened so fast. You're talking, this all happened in 4 seconds, Nicole.
Yeah.
So you're talking 4 seconds, you're trying to get your foot. I mean, how many times have I've done it before. I put my foot on the gas and it got stuck, or the carpet hit the floor.
So do you think she was braking at the same time as her right foot was on that gas pedal?
It would have showed the braking percentage somewhere, and I don't see that in this report.
It's just so crazy that the video shows her braking.
But that could, it's so fast in this little picture, Nicole. Was the brake light on the whole time, or did it come on and go back off again?
Well, looking at the photo, it looks like it came on at the curb, went off for a split second, came on by the sign, and then I couldn't see anything else after that. It happened
so fast. That could have been just from because brake light switches are very, very sensitive. So, which means that in order, like when you have cruise control and you barely tap the brake pedal, it goes off. So with her hitting the curb, that could have juddered, just basically made the brake light switch go off just a little bit to cause it. But the thing is that without seeing, I don't see anything in any, let me look at this other data sheet. Where is ABS control was off, BOS, brake oil pressure.
And a lot of people think I was like trying to brainwash you, but I'm like, you know nothing about this, and your opinion, like you don't even know what my opinion was. You're just going based off of the reports because you know more than me when it comes to cars. I don't know nothing.
looking at that steering input where you came up with that 142 degrees, that's when she hit the wall.
Which one?
That the last one on the steering input in degrees. That was, I guarantee what happened was the -10 at 5 at the beginning is when she...
142 degrees is whenever the steering input, she hit the wall.
That's when she hit the wall. Yeah. Shift position. Why was this thing in neutral?
So that was another thing I forgot to ask you, is why did the car go from neutral to back to drive?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Do you think she did that or the car did that?
That could have been, that may have been when the front end got cut off the vehicle. It could have been something with the linkage, maybe just popped it back into gear. That could have been anything. But the thing that is what doesn't...
Y'all, it couldn't have been when they were trying to stop her, because she was already on. So this y'all, this data is from after she already hit the curb. It wasn't before, when she was on the street.
Right.
This was after she already hit the curb, and this when she hit the curb from impact, this is what this is showing. There's no way that they were trying to stop her car when they were already about to hit the curb 0.25 seconds later. So what he's saying is that something in the car could have triggered it, not necessarily them.
I still don't see where it has brake pressure or anything to do with the brakes.
Oh, that it does. Brake oil pressure 0 the whole time, but it doesn't say.
That's the oil pressure.
Yeah, there's only a service brake, which is that is the emergency brake.
Brake oil pressure, which means that she was never on the brakes. So the only way that she would never hit the brakes, she could have been, the throttle could have been stuck, her foot could have been caught underneath the throttle with her flip-flop. There's no telling, because you don't know. Being that there was no brake pressure, which means why the controversy here is you see brake lights come on, but there was no brake pressure, which means that to me is that when she hit the curb and then hit the sign, that it probably...
It just triggered it, but there was no pressure?
It triggered it, but there wasn't any foot pedal pressure on the brakes, is what I can see. Because there's nothing on there. And like I said, some of these other things are answered too. Just like we said, the 142 degree on the steering, that's because that's when she hit the wall. The thing is that doesn't make sense to me. Like I said originally, the accelerator pedal was at the 100% the whole time. But the engine throttle position went off when she hit the wall, down to 38, which is probably normal.
Did I send you the pictures of the vehicle yet? Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you can see. Hard to see them.
Oh, I mean, you can see how fucked up her car is, though.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I mean.
So so the speedometer reads 70 miles per hour. Was that where it got stuck at? Yeah. So she had to have been going, 100% on the pedal, even on impact, because the gas was where it got stuck when the car completely shut off, or the speedometer shut off, was at 70 miles per hour.
Usually speedometer sticks on whatever you were going when it point of impact. But
so the engine probably failed when she hit that sign or something.
Yeah. Well,
and then that's when it started slowing down at some point.
Well, I'm sure it did slow down a little bit, but she was airborne at some point, because the thing with the RPM, wasn't there the worst, the RPM on this?
Well, you can see if you slow down that video, she does go airborne before she hits the sign, but it's maybe a foot in the air. It's not like multiple feet in the air.
At -1.25 is when she went airborne, guaranteed.
Somebody said brake vacuum pump. What is that?
It doesn't have a brake vacuum pump on that car. Shouldn't have one.
What is a longitudinal acceleration sensor?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with like a G meter or something, like how much, how like how you're accelerating. This was like 5 seconds for before the crash.
What is sequential shift range?
That should be like what the transmission was in, what gear it was in.
5. So it says undetermined, 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 and then 5.
I don't know. What was it called?
Sequential shift range on the one where it shows the VSC control status. The second one, not the first picture. So you said if you were on a jury with 100% like probable cause or whatever, without a doubt, you would say guilty of intentional.
I would have to say that it's inconclusive. I mean, they're basically trying to say she killed everybody on purpose, and I would have to disagree with that because the throttle was at 100% the whole time. It never stopped. Even before, I mean, it's hard to say, Nicole. It's just, her foot pedal was at 100% the whole time. There was never braking. But it's just that
because so like what they're saying is before, like 5 minutes before she started going fast, okay? 5 minutes before she went fast, she turned down that road that she was driving on with her blinker on, going the regular speed, and then within seconds she started full force.
Hold on one sec.
I'm not trying to convince him. No. Okay, bye. Sorry, he has a call. Yo, I'm not trying to convince him. I just want to know his take. I think he thinks she's guilty. Of intent. My dad knows nothing about this case. I don't know what the fuck he was saying when he was describing all that stuff. Did y'all know what the hell he was saying? Some of the stuff I did, but when he started going into detail on a rant, I was like, what the fuck is he saying? I'm telling y'all, my dad knows a lot about fucking cars. Y'all can't tell me anything he said was not true. It probably was so fucking true. I just don't know nothing about vehicles. My dad is Greek, yes. He's 50% Greek, 50% Italian. He was born and raised in New Jersey. But then I think what fucked him up is when I said the slipper was stuck. I think that's what fucked him up. Is when I said the slipper was stuck and he was like, "Oh, well fuck, I don't know. That could have been a defense move." Yeah, he does know his shit. He does this all day long. He literally runs 3 different car companies. Corvette, Camaros, and GM, fucking, I don't know. I don't even know. If you literally tell him to build a car, he'd build a car. Without any type of fucking, like, paper instructions or anything. He literally would build a car. No, GM, not GMC. GM. He works directly with GM. With all of his stuff. Chevy is GM. So if y'all look at the spreadsheet where it says negative 1.75 or 25, that's where he is saying she went airborne. He says when you go airborne, your car accelerates. I want to ask chat a question, okay? After hearing what my dad says, did it change your opinion on from no intent to intent? Type 1 if it did. Okay, wait, let's do a poll. All right, if my dad's opinion, if my dad's knowledge changed your thought about manslaughter to murder, put a happy face. If it didn't, put a sad face. These are only for the people that thought it was not intentional. I still want to believe that it wasn't intentional. But he did prove that she had that vehicle at 100% acceleration. And that's not normal. But I still want to believe that it wasn't intentional because we just don't know what the fuck happened in that car. And I want to fucking know what was on Dom's phone. That's my issue. That's my issue. That's where I'm stuck. $40 people. My dad just changed 40 people's minds. There's no way. I feel sick to my stomach right now. Is that weird? I feel sick. Tammy, you just missed my dad's speech in education on vehicles, on the whole black box. My dad just explained the entire black box. I want to know what's on Dom's phone. Can somebody send me what's on Dom's phone? You need to download the live and put a video of it up. Should I? Should I put a video of how my dad's explaining the black box? And I promise y'all, my dad knows nothing about this case. He's completely unbiased. He's just going based off of facts. That's literally it. That's all. But I wish I could see what is... Tammy, he just changed a lot of people's minds. I'm fucking stuck, okay? My dad kind of just put me in a position where I'm stuck. He did explain the slipper. He said it could have been... He said it could have been on impact where it got stuck, or that could have been a defense excuse. That could have been a defense statement. That's what he said. If he was the defense attorney, he could have sat there and said it was stuck. The throttle was stuck. But he also said that it could have been from impact. And he also said that she was 100% on the throttle. Fuck, dude. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just like, damn. He said full intent. He said she was not letting off that gas. He also said that at the point of airborne is when the speed, the acceleration or whatever, or the speed hit 100 miles per hour, is whenever it went airborne. He said your car accelerates when it goes airborne. And that's what he said. So it was like negative 1.75 or 25 on the black box shows that he said that's probably when it went airborne. And then on the black box where it shows, what was it? Steering input 142.5 is when she hit impact. And he said with her foot on that gas pedal at 100%, and she hit that wall, that is what caused the car to idle at the position that it idled. Because earlier he was very confused as to how the car was positioned the way it was, and that it should have been flip-flopped. But after he saw this, he was like, now I know why the car was positioned facing towards the sign. Was because her foot was 100% on the throttle. And that's when the car must have spun out. Someone like your dad probably already came to this conclusion who works for the government. My dad works for the government. My dad doesn't even work for the government. Are you okay? Just delete your comment now. My dad works for himself, actually. So that's Haley. That's kind of what my dad was saying, is that, well, at first I was like, could she have been on the gas pedal and braked at the same time? But then he sits here and he's like, there's no, the brake oil pressure is at 0 the whole time. So there was no pressure on the brake pedal at any point when the black box turned on. There was no point of when the brake pedal, like, she accessed the brake pedal at any time. Like, there was no pressure on the brake pedal at any time on the black box. So what he's saying is that when the brake lights came on, it could have been a trigger when she either hit the curb or the sign, it triggered the brake lights to come on. And that was a trigger within the vehicle itself, not within her putting pressure on the pedal. Like a sensor issue. He also stated that there was something else that I was about to say. Because, and the only reason why I say that is because when he first called me, he was like, do you see how their explanation is contradicting the video? And I said, the brake lights, right? And he said, yes. But then we started going into, like, talking about it, and he said it completely differently after reading the black box information. This is why, if I'm going to sit here and dive and dig into certain things, I'm going to talk to people that actually know what the fuck they're talking about, instead of sitting on a live talking to fucking just hearing my voice, okay? I'm going to do research, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to dive, and I'm going to talk to people that would know what the fuck they're talking about, rather than just listening to my voice. There was brake lights. I'll show y'all the brake lights. But my dad said that it could be a trigger. It could be a sensor issue and not actually her pressing the brakes. Because the brake oil pressure was at 0 the whole time, which means that there was no pressure on that brake pedal at any time when the black box was on. Give me a second. I'm going to show y'all the video. Fuck. So the brake lights aren't on. Here is her coming. There's just tail lights. And then the brake lights come on right there. That's where the curb is. The brake lights come off right there. And then they go back on at the time of impact of the sign. And then she goes and the brake lights come off right there. I mean, someone who's educated like your dad probably already analyzed everything. My dad knows nothing about this case. He literally just asked me, did everybody get killed inside the vehicle except for her? And I said yes. So if he already knew, then why the fuck would he ask me that question? He knows nothing about this case. He doesn't even know who I'm talking about. I know nothing about this case, you're right. I just think that I really want to know what's in Dom's phone. I really want to know what actually happened in that car to make her start going 100 miles per hour. That's where I'm stuck. I want to know what's going on with that. And I really wish that her attorney pushed for more analysts. I think that her attorney was not on her side the whole time. Y'all, if y'all are new here, we're talking about Mackenzie Shirella, the case with the crash in Ohio. She's convicted of 2 counts of first-degree intentional murder, 1 count of possession of rugs, and 1 count of possession of paraphernalia. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the follow button. We've been here all day. We talk about this damn near every single day. I usually have panels up to talk and discuss things and debate. We don't have to have the same opinion, but I just ask y'all if y'all can just keep it respectful. I am banned from doing panels until tomorrow afternoon. Today, my dad's been helping us with analyzing the black box and the crash itself. There's a lot of things that I don't know about vehicles, so he helps me out with it. So if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all follow. If you are disrespectful in the chat, you will get muted. You will get blocked. Nicole, what's your theories on what may have happened? My thoughts I think she underestimated the end of the road. But I think she was aware. I think she was awake. I don't think she passed out. See, my dad's opinion's completely different than mine. Y'all can't tell me I'm brainwashing him. My dad's opinion kind of has me in a little chokehold as far as her trying to stop the vehicle as much as I thought she was trying to stop the vehicle. I just don't know if she didn't have control of the vehicle when she hit that curb and she went a little bit airborne. It's kind of upsetting. I'm going to say that right now. It is kind of upsetting. Yeah, I think it's more so not upsetting, but disappointing. Yeah. And he was like, what, why is the car neutral? And I'm like, I don't know. It says it shifted like that. And he said that it could have been a trigger on the vehicle itself, not necessarily them trying to, because y'all, the vehicle went into neutral literally after the fact, like at the point of either hitting the sign or from the sign to the building is when the when the car went into neutral and drive. He said it could have been a trigger. Yes, he said the engine dropped. So she was 100% full throttle on the gas, but the engine was dying. And that could have been from hitting the curb or the sign. Yeah. So at that point, that's why the speed was going down, is because the engine was failing. I don't understand why y'all mean I look like her. It's weird. What is this on the video? The horn of the car just under the tires when it goes against the ridges of the road. That's what I want to know. I'm sorry, but the sound of the crash literally gives me like chill bumps. Like even when I was watching the documentary. Bro, the first time I ever watched it, dude, it sounded like a fucking explosion. Ugh. It makes me sick to my stomach. I'm kind of sick to my stomach right now. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm kind of sick to my stomach. Like, I literally have chill bumps on my fucking body right now. I don't know if y'all can even see them. But I literally have chill bumps on my fucking body right now. Bro. Do you see how fast that car went to the left after it hit the building? Do y'all see that? My dad did explain a lot. W dad in the chat, y'all. I need to slow this video down. I need to slow this video down. Hold on. I just don't understand why the car went off the road. I'm over here overplaying it. I'm so sorry I'll have to hear this over and over again. I'm infatuated with the case. I mean, you don't have to be here, babe. There's a lot of people that go live every day talking about this case. It's the case that I'm on, so let me just be on it. Is that okay? If not, I mean, you don't have to be here. We're just having a good time in here. That's it. That's all. No, she is not. It's not consecutive. It's concurrently, so it's not stacked. It's just 115 to life, basically. It went to neutral, then back to dry, but the black box didn't pick it up. Yes, the black box did pick it up. So my dad said that the drive to neutral, back to drive, was most likely a trigger and a sensor inside the vehicle, which basically because like the engine failing could have shifted it, but not literally shifted it physically, just on the sensor itself. Because the engine was failing. And y'all can see that on the black box. If I would have had talked to my dad, I wouldn't have known any of this shit. Should I drink another Alani? Should I just stay up all fucking night and be a tweaker or what? Should I drink another Alani? Why is Check My Punani in here? Look, I have a Richard for you, Check My Punani. You want a Richard? No, that's crazy. Well, I mean, so sorry you feel that way. This is an energy drink. Give me 1 second. I think, y'all, if y'all want to order anything, y'all can just message me. I have a bunch of pre-made pens already made right now that y'all can message me about. I've made a bunch of them yesterday or the day before I did while I was sitting here on live. Give me 1 second, y'all. I really need to make cups bad. My fucking back hurts from sitting in this damn chair. I need to get a better chair. I know. Are they all Disney? I have a lot of different ones. You can just message me on here or my website. My website's pinned on my pin post. Purple cotton candy drops today. Ooh, girl, I'm about to go find out. This is Mackenzie Shirilla. She is currently in prison serving a 15 to life sentence. 15 years to life sentence to for the deaths of Davion and Dominic. Dom was her boyfriend at the time. Davion was a friend. Intentional first-degree murder in a car crash. She hit a building. Yeah. If you want just a glimpse of everything, you can just go watch the crash video or the crash documentary on Netflix. There's also one on Hulu. There's a bunch of other ones. You can also sit here and just talk about it. I do have a different opinion than a lot of people. But I'm kind of disappointed right now, so I don't really know what to say. That's fair enough. She probably don't care about what all of us think. Yeah, my dad's explanation kind of disappointed me a little bit. Yeah, Nicole. I don't know. It's just, I don't want to believe that she did it intentionally. But I think the last 5 seconds of the crash, like, if they're like, until I can sit here and know what exactly happened in that vehicle, it's really hard for me to sit here and say that it was intentional. Do I believe that she had the full throttle on the gas pedal? Yeah. Clearly. It's clear as day. My dad just explained it. But I don't have no clue what happened in that vehicle. I have no clue why it was like that way. Until Kenzie comes out and says or tells anybody, like, what actually happened. What actually led to the impact itself. It is really hard for me to sit here and say, like, you did it intentionally or not, or like you did it on purpose. Like, I want to hear you say, I intentionally sped at 100 miles per hour, not knowing what could have happened. Not saying like I intentionally killed them, just basically I did it at 100 miles per hour or 100% full throttle, not caring what was about to happen, or not, which I don't know if that'll ever happen. You know what I mean? I don't think it's ever going to happen. You might not know the impact, or when you were at full rage, or if you were awake, or you might not know what happens during the last seconds or on impact. You might have been knocked out on impact, but what led up to you going full speed, I just know that I truly believe that she knows something. How do you get it out of her? How do you, like, I'm really wanting to believe that she did not do this intentionally. But you have to tell me. You have to let me know, girl. You have to let me know. Why? Why'd you do what you did? Why did you put your foot 100% on the fucking full? Why did you full throttle that bitch? Okay? Sorry, y'all. That's what's disappointing. Can you explain what your dad explained to you? Do y'all think I can explain what my dad explained to me? He was literally speaking French. I can explain some of it, but not all of it. It's a little difficult. Yeah, I'll probably post it. Me too, Brittany. That's the fucking issue, bro. Just like with DJ. Like, DJ got charged with aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. And I try to sit here and say, like, yes, he's guilty of what he did. But there was a motive as to why he did what he did. But, you know, like, that doesn't make it okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of, like, you're kind of mind fucked. I think it's like, what is like the character trait that I have that wants me to, like, just see the good in somebody and see that somebody doesn't do something like that. Like, I don't even know what the character's trait is called, but it's something. It's definitely a trait of mine that I have. Empathy. Empath. Thank you. I am literally a fucking empath. It's bad. Look at fucking Kimmy and the Rebecca K. Park case. It's so bad. It's probably the worst trait that I could have being a true crime creator is empathy. What do you think about her mom? I think they need to stop talking. Why was the slipper stuck is the question. So my dad explained that it could have been on impact as to why it got stuck. And he said if the defense wanted to argue something, he could have said the throttle was stuck due to the slipper. Something went wrong, malfunction. But the thing is that not malfunction, but basically stuck. If he was a defense, like if that was a defense move that they wanted to say. My dad thinks she's guilty. I think the slipper kind of fucked him up a little bit. But before that, he said she was guilty. He would have said guilty. He said she did not want to stop that car. Based off the black box evidence. So my dad's only seen the black box evidence. What I've explained to him, the video of the crash, the impact of the crash, the photos of the crash. What else has he seen, y'all? He hasn't seen much, and then that's just his his thought. Yeah, but that image is literally... He said that the impact and the airbags could have forced her to go to the right and land where she landed, and how small she is. I need to stop vaping. I'm getting a headache. So the impact made the car cave around the slipper. So the impact caused her to fly. So then the car had to have hit the front of the vehicle at some point, other than the sign. And then it probably ricocheted to the back, to the side of the vehicle, to the passenger side of the vehicle at the same time. Like, it was just a fast, like, boom. And her foot came up, but the slipper didn't come up. And at that point, when she and the car stopped, where the slipper was curved and how the car curved, the gas pedal was still at 100%. So at that point, there's no way that it would have come up. I don't let anybody manipulate me. I don't let anybody manipulate me. I'm completely open to changing my mind. There's just some things that can only change my mind, but I don't think I'll ever get that information. And that's what is like stuck inside of me, is that I don't think my mind will ever change, because the info and the evidence that I want to know and the information that I want, I'll never probably ever get. So at that point, what do? You just say guilty because you don't get what you want? If someone touches a child, do you need to know? Wait, hold on. If someone touches a child, do you need to know why? So why are you obsessed with the motive? Somebody read that. Can y'all make that make sense, please? Huh? If someone touches a child, do you need to know why? So So why are you obsessed with the... Why does your mind go to SA? Are you okay? So if your child was raped, you wouldn't want to know why the fuck somebody did that shit? If somebody killed your son, you wouldn't want to know the motive? The motive is like the biggest thing. But let me tell you, so let me just say something, okay? I'm just gonna leave this at that. Graping has nothing to do with this shit. You're weird as fuck for comparing SA to this case. I understand SA is SA. It doesn't matter who, what, when, where, why. It just matters that you did it. But at the same time, like, yeah, I kind of do want to know why the fuck old men want to just sit here and grape little kids. And what goes through their fucking mind. And old women want to grape little kids and what goes through their mind. Yeah, I fucking do. Yeah, you're right. I do. Do you need to know to condemn the action? This is not graping. Are you okay? You're telling me because I don't think she intentionally killed these people, I agree with SA if I don't know the motive? What? Are you an offender? When did I say that? You just said, if I don't know the motive, then I condemn their actions. If I don't know the motive of SA, then I condemn their actions. It's literally in black and white on your fucking screen, you dummy. Let me up with your slow self. Well, my guests are restricted, but now you're calling me slow. So we go from SA to slow. What's next? Who the fuck is this girl? Who are you, bro? Amy B. Jordan. Where do you live? Where do you live? What does Bubba's language have to do with the case? There's a lot of people that say the fucking N-word, okay? There's a lot of fucking people that do. My fucking man says the N-word every fucking day. There's a lot of people that do. I don't like when DJ says it. But it's fucking him. Okay? Can't help it. That's not good. Slow. I don't know. Okay. Slow. My man's black too. And says the N-word all the time. When he gets pissed off at me and we yell, he says it. Okay, that's just his language. Just saying. Who are you? TrueCrimeNicole. Then he can say it slow. If he's white, like he can't. Are you fucking black or white? No. So what? Why would it even matter to you? You literally cannot. I'm sorry, but you can't control what people say and what they don't say. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. Don't be here. Don't watch it. Don't. You're fucking weird to even bring up SA in this whole situation. You're fucking weird. Your character shows when you're trying to compare this case to SA. Speaking to a person that's been SA'd. I'm a fucking victim of SA. Do you think my mother and my father wanted to know why the fuck somebody did that to me? Yeah, the fuck they did. Everybody feels different when it comes to fucking SA. Why the fuck is that a topic? That's weird. Y'all are fucking weird. And where the fuck are my mods? Cause holy fuck, my mods are fucking tripping. I'm comparing a crime. I'm comparing crimes. If a crime was committed, we don't need to know. My SA is not compared to this. You can't compare this to SA. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. If you want my opinion on SA, anybody that SAs somebody, fucking kill them. That's what I feel. Just kill them. Just bam. Bam. Grape them and then kill them. That's my opinion on SA people. Anybody that has any type of want to SA a little fucking kid, grape them and then fucking kill them. An eye for an eye, you dumb bitches. Okay? You don't feel that way? Then get the fuck out of my life. Like, fuck out of here, bro. Put some fucking blades when you grape them too. Okay? Make him feel it. Every fucking inch of it. Okay? That shit's crazy. Don't ever talk about SA if you've never been a victim. That shit ain't even funny. It's not even funny to me, bro. That's a trigger. That shit pisses me off. That's why I don't cover SA crimes. You will never ever see me cover a crime that has to do with SA. Being a victim. It triggers me. I can't do it. I just can't. Anyways, back on topic. Shit. And I'm sorry for anybody that's ever gone through that. And if I triggered you for talking about it, I'm so sorry. But fuck, that bitch pissed me off. So do you know most rapists were raped themselves? So you're saying this is crazy and insensitive. So because they were raped, it's okay to grape. Where the fuck is this conversation going? What is happening right now? What is happening right now? So my cousin got killed, so it's okay for me to kill? My man robbed a store. It's okay for me to rob a store? I got grape, so I can go grape? I got beat the fuck up, so I can go beat the fuck out of somebody? That's fucking weird. Y'all are fucking weird. Are y'all fucking okay? Holy shit! Y'all, I'm about to end my live. I'm fucking triggered as fuck right now. Sergeant inspected the vehicle on August 30th, 2022. There had been a recall for the vehicle, but Sergeant confirmed that the issue had been adequately repaired by Toyota on this particular vehicle. Sergeant thoroughly examined the vehicle, including but not limited to the accelerator pedal, throttle, mechanics, and brakes. He found no indication of any pre-crash mechanical or electrical failure that may have caused a loss of accelerator control, a loss of braking, or a loss in the ability to steer the vehicle. Sergeant noted that vehicle components were partially buckled over the accelerator pedal, which, combined with information that a slipper was found trapped underneath the rolled over component, caused him to conclude that the driver's foot was on the accelerator when the crash occurred. And because of the location of the slipper on the pedal, the slipper could have not been caught in such a way that it caused unintended acceleration prior to the crash. Sergeant testified that he did not see any indication that the brakes had been applied for a long period of time in an attempt to stop the vehicle before the crash. The brakes appeared functional. Sergeant researched the mechanical specifications of the vehicle. It was capable of going from 0 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds. It could go from 0 miles per hour to 102 miles per hour in 25 seconds. Its maximum speed was 129 miles per hour. Which that would mean that she was at some point full throttle to the pedal. And it was at its max speed. On cross-examination, Sergeant admitted that the data recorder from the vehicle showed that both front seatbelts were engaged. The data also showed that the gear shift was shifted back and forth between drive, sequential, and neutral. In the 4.7 seconds before the crash, the gear shift has to be manually moved. But this is the thing, is what my dad said, is that, I mean, this is the thing. She could have done it. She could have shifted the gears. How many people, I know I do. Every single time I drive, this is how I drive. Literally how I drive. No matter if I have manual speed or whatever. How many people drive with their hand on the gear shift? Even if you're not touching it, like even if you're not shifting while you're driving, you have one hand on the steering wheel, the other hand on the gear shift. I do every single time I drive. And that I can literally put a camera in my car every time I drive and you'll see that. So in reality, it could have been her that shifted it when she went airborne, or when she hit that, because she's sitting there steering the car. When she hit the sign, it could have shifted. When she hit the curb and airborne, it could have shifted. I don't think that had anything to do with like stopping the vehicle or anything. It could have just been, you know how easy it is to like shift the car? It's so easy. I've done it so many times before and don't even realize it until I hear roar in my vehicle and I'm like, oh fuck, and pull it forward, or pull it back. Okay. It could have also been, Sergeant further admitted that a hard right turn could be consistent with the driver attempting to maintain or get control of the vehicle. It could also be be consistent with the passenger pulling onto the wheel trying to avoid a collision. I don't believe that's what happened. I don't believe either of those is what happened. I don't think anybody shifted the car to the right. I think that's what happened when the car went airborne. The wheels turned automatically. Okay, let's see. It is possible a driver attempting to brake may accidentally hit the accelerator, but he said that normally in that situation, he would expect to see a data recorder capture that the accelerator go from 100% to 0 at some point. I think this sergeant that's talking is not making any sense. I'm going to tell y'all why in a minute. On redirect, Sergeant cannot recall ever investigating a crash in which the data recorded a 100% acceleration application throughout the entire duration of the incident with no brake application. I have car never went airborne. That's false. On recross-examination, Sergeant testified that the hard right turn happened nearly simultaneously with the vehicle hitting the curb. So the car didn't go 500 feet in the air. It went a foot in the air, but you can see it on the video if you slow it down. It went literally airborne, maybe a foot. And at that point, that's when my dad said that the vehicle went to 100% acceleration. As far 100% miles per hour on the black box. Whenever your car goes airborne, my dad says your vehicle accelerates. And at that point, your vehicle could turn to a certain way automatically. On recross, Joseph Philo testified that he is a medical doctor employed at forensic pathologist and chief deputy medical examiner. The parties stipulated that Dr. Philo is an expert in the field of forensic pathology, and the court accepted him as an expert. Okay, so Julia, I don't know if you're still in here, but what did you want to point out about all of these documents? So where was I going to say? Oh, the hard right turn. So I think the hard right turn, what are your dad's credentials? Type a 1 in the chat if you think my dad was pretty accurate of what he was saying. Educated. My dad knows what the fuck he's talking about, okay? He has plenty of credentials. My dad knows, he's literally been in the car world and a mechanic by trade and owns multiple businesses, car businesses, for 40 years. 40 plus years, okay? My dad is very, very intelligent when it comes to cars. He's always been that way. You can ask him anything about a car. You can ask him to build a car from the ground up and he'll literally do so. So your dad was in the car with him. No, he's just going based off of... Were you in the car with them? Were you in the car with them? Your vehicle doesn't accelerate when you go airborne. Here comes Fort Alley. Fort Alley, why the fuck are you in my chat when you don't fucking like me? This bitch is obsessed with me. Literally obsessed with me. How can somebody be in my life if you don't like me? You literally talk shit about me every single day. Because you're wrong. It's not really me that's wrong or me that said that. It's my father that said that. So if you think you know more about cars than my father, then hey, take it up with him and y'all could probably do a test and my dad would probably win. Because you're wrong. Okay. Anyways. I'm fangirling because I'm reading documents. Yeah, you're right. My dad literally went into depth details about fucking vehicles. I don't think my dad is wrong. My dad thinks she's guilty, bro. Like, literally 90% of the 95% of the internet, 99.9999999% of the internet literally thinks, she's already blocked, literally thinks that she's guilty. My dad thinks she's guilty. Little confused. She's probably gonna make a video about me next because that's what she fucking loves. And this is the thing is the vehicle was already accelerating before it went airborne. So at that point, the vehicle accelerated 2 more miles per hour when it airborned, allegedly, is what my dad's saying. So then at that point, when the vehicle hit the ground, at some point the engine faulted. The engine started to fail, and you can see that on the black box. So at that point, it was still 100% on the throttle, but the engine was failing. So it could have been 100%, but the vehicle was slowing down. I mean, it didn't slow down enough to not hit impact, but it was still slowing down because the engine was failing. I did ask my dad about the RPM. I don't remember what my dad said about the RPM. What did he say about the RPM? Also, when you go airborne, your wheels can shift. Your wheels can turn. So I really feel like that's what caused the hard turn, is when the vehicle went airborne. And the airbags deployed as well. What did my dad say about the RPM? Yeah, so he said the RPM stayed steady. Yeah, he said there was no brakes. That the brake oil pressure would have showed something, but it showed 0% the whole 5 seconds of the black box being on. So at that point, the brakes did not apply. However, in the video, we see brake lights, but he said that could be a sensor or a trigger to a sensor. Yeah, and the RPM never went down to 0. The RPM literally stayed pretty much steady the whole time. I don't understand how we do not look alike. She has kind of big ears. And her eyes are bigger than mine. Her eye shape is not even the same. She has good eyebrows. I think I have good eyebrows. Her lips are bigger than mine. I don't have a little line on we call it like a butt chin. My nose is probably bigger than hers. What else? Yes, you do, and you act like her. Okay. She doesn't have fake lashes. Those are her real lashes in this picture. how I wear my hair. My hair's in a clip. It's not even on top of my head. What the? Yeah, I am super Italian. That's crazy. Y'all are weird. Do the bun. Should I put a bun in my hair right now? Should I literally put a bun in my hair so that y'all can literally sit here and say we're twins? Y'all are so weird. Y'all are funny as fuck. Do it for more viewers? Nah, I don't really care about the viewers. The viewer count. That's crazy though. Like at least 400 people have been steady in my live all day listening to me. How many people have been live with me since I started this morning? How many people have been live with me since this morning? Hey, it's been pretty educational. I can say. I think I like no boxes, honestly. I think I like no boxes. Yeah, I do my own brows. If I was to grab a makeup remover and take this off, my brows would shrink. Let's see how long we've been live. 8 hours and 15 minutes. A whole fucking work day. That way you can spew information. Huh? Spew information about what? And only 163,000 likes. That's fine. A lot of people are just listening and not tapping. I don't care, y'all. Like, y'all think I care about the clicks, views, money, whatever. It's literally cool. Like, it's fine. I'm not tripping. A lot of people have messaged me. Hold on. Somebody said, I think she had it on cruise control. No, cruise control was not active. Also, so I wanted to tell y'all on the black box reading, y'all know where it says, where is it at? Y'all know where it says service brake off and on? Do y'all know that that is not her brakes, right? It says off the whole way. Y'all know that that is not her brakes, right? That's actually her emergency brake, was off the whole time. So if you're looking on the black box and it says service brake on and off the whole time, that is your e-brake. Where you need to look for the, and this is from my dad was educating us on all of this, where you need to look at the actual brake itself, and if she applied her foot to the brake at any point, it's where it says brake oil pressure, and it shows 0 the whole time. That is where you see that there was no pressure to that brake pedal. We can go back through this. Why was there brake lights? So my dad said it could have been a trigger in a system. Where is the other one? Okay, here we go. So the vehicle speed, so what he's saying, so it's 0.6 seconds. 0.6 miles per hour is how much it accelerated when it went airborne. Literally barely anything, okay? So yes, it is accurate when I feel, they're fucking, I think for Allie's people's reporting me, bro. I just got harassment and bullying. It's the fucking side of true crime that I've tried not to fuck with, and here they come. Here they come. We've been good. We've been good. But hey, you ain't doing something right if you ain't got fucking haters. Anyways. Y'all want to go on my backup account, or do you want me to reset? We can have boxes if I go on my backup account, or should I just reset? I can tell y'all what my backup account is. My backup account is True Crime and Creations. True Crime and Creations. I'll come on my backup account and let y'all follow me on there, and we can just reset over there if y'all like. 1 second. True Crime Nicole. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here you go. Y'all, this is my backup account. Everybody follow this backup account. We can have a panel, but it just needs to stay respectful. Everybody follow this account if you want to come back over to True Crime and Creations, and we can hold a panel on people's views. I know, Judy. Everybody follow that account. Did everybody follow? Yes or no? Do I need to comment one more time? Here, I'm going to pin it one more time. Fuck. There you go. Follow this account, and we'll go over there and we can do boxes. And then we'll be back tomorrow to do boxes on here. Man, we made it 8 hours without a restriction. That's crazy. 8 hours. All right, y'all. I'm going live on that account right now. Bye, y'all.